CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where the keeper of the light sounds the fog bell to signal it's time for football. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the New England Patriots. On the Raiders sideline, Pete Carroll, head coach here in New England, remember, back 1997 to 99. His counterpart, Mike Vrabel, 6 years the head man in Tennessee, now in year one as the head coach of the Patriots. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. We're ready to start year two together in the booth. Off we go here in the rain at Gillette Stadium. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So here come the Patriots, and Greg, they are led by their second-year quarterback, the number 3 overall pick in 2024 out of North Carolina. It's Drake Maye.
And in year two, it's really where we see the growth between being a rookie starting quarterback in the NFL and now a quote-unquote veteran quarterback in the NFL. And some of those early lessons that he went through, the ups and downs that are inevitable for any young rookie quarterback, now it's can he build on those? Can he take that next step and become the leader of this organization that they all think he can be?
They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. He'll push forward for about a yard. Jermaine Pratt up to make the stop.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
He manages to get the throwaway and completes it. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
We'll get this to about midfield. It was Jeremy Chin that time up to make the stop.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
On second down, it's Maye. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Demario Douglas, the intended target. And third down coming up. Out of the gun, here's Maye. He's got his man. It's Diggs. His second catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Putting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3. From the 31, here is second and 6. Maye going to look to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
6 yards to go.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Maye. And trying to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. It's the linebacker, Jermaine Pratt.
So anytime a team suffers an early setback like that interception, human instinct says, Mike, we need to get away from our game plan. We need to adjust. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of game left, a lot of chances to avenge that play and still connect downfield on some of these passes. All proven, though, Mike, they've got to identify what went wrong, let's correct it so we're able to move forward.
So the Raiders come out, and Greg, they make a change at quarterback in the offseason. It is now year 13 for Geno Smith, but year 1 in silver and black.
He spent a lot of time, Mike, over these last couple days speaking to the media, and the thing that jumped out to me was just how confident he was in his team's preparation ahead of today's game. Now, only time will tell or not whether it makes a difference, but if his confidence is any indication of how they're going to perform, this could be a tough team to beat.
Throwing on second down, Smith. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Jacoby Myers was the intended target. And it's going to bring up a third down. From the gun, it's Geno. And this ball incomplete on third down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
On fourth down, A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. That's Marcus Jones back to return for the Patriots. That'll be returnable from the 35. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. So the Patriots, 4-13 last year. They make the coaching change. They find a quarterback they hope in Drake Maye. And all of a sudden you bring Mike Vrabel in here, and Greg, it feels a little bit different around this Patriots squad.
It does, and listen, there's no question. In the NFL, Mike, we all know you need to be good at 2 spots if you want to be consistent over any period of time, and that's head coach, and they believe they got their guy in Mike Vrabel after the 1-year tryout of Drake Maye. They feel like they finally landed on the person who can carry on that Patriots legacy, that identity, and then, of course, you need to be competitive, and you need to be set at the quarterback position. And now going into year 2, Drake Maye, in the midst of chaos last year, Mike, he was pretty good. I mean, he did a lot of really good things with some really bad things going on around him. So they think they've got the quarterback checked. They think they've got their head coach of the future. Now just continue to build that roster, build an identity of winning, and this is going to go a long way towards doing that.
First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So after that turnover on the opening drive, the last thing you'd want to do here, Mike, is go back on the field and just go 3 and out. So they pick up a first down. They're able to extend this possession. It's going to go a long way towards just settling everybody in that offensive huddle down and letting the rest of this game unfold.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Maye. Will set up the screen for Gibson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll run here with Gibson. And he will get into the end zone. Antonio Gibson. Touchdown, New England.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Now Andres Borregales for the extra point. He's got it. And the Pats have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. "7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. To return it, here's Raheem Mostert. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Well, Greg, this was a contender for a big change with 4-13 a year ago. And boy, did the Raiders do that in the offseason, in the draft, and free agency, but maybe most importantly, with the new head coach. What does Pete Carroll bring to the Silver and Black?
I think the thing that is so true about Pete is just his ability to be consistent. You know, no matter what team it was on, back in those USC days when he built that juggernaut, and then obviously the identity and the culture he brought to Seattle and their sustained success over a long period of time. He goes out, he brings in a very familiar face from Seattle. They trade for Geno Smith. They get Ashton Genty in the draft. This has the early makings of that ground and pound, play great defense, manage the game at quarterback that we saw Pete Carroll turn Seattle around pretty quickly years ago. So he's going to continue to stay true to his method, stay true to his process. And if it's anything like what we've seen before, I don't expect Las Vegas to be down very long.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7. Smith. Short throw that's pulled in by Maye. And it looks like he's going to come up just short of the first down. Out of bounds, a yard shy of what they needed. So they'll have to pick it up on 3rd down. They'll try to pick it up with Genty. And he is going to have the Raiders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert on 3rd and 1.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, Smith. A throw right side, taken in by Tucker. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. To throw, Smith. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. It's a first carry for the veteran, Raheem Mostert. And he'll get this inside the 20, a nice run. They're in the red zone. It's 1st down.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
It is 2nd and 6. So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. 7-0 is our score. And we're back to Foxborough in a moment. Quarter 2 begins. It is Raider football. They've got it 2nd down and 6 to begin. Now Genty. And he's going to be close to the first down. Out of bounds, just a little short. Need to pick it up on third down. Keep it on the ground with Genty. And he's going to have the first down, but we do have a flag on the field, and they are already walking backwards.
Still third down.
So a much more difficult scenario now. It is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Smith. To the right side, hauled in by Myers. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make. Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Patriots offense and running back Antonio Gibson heading out onto the field. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild, young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organization.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield. There are 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's Gibson. Putting very difficult in these conditions. He gets forward here for a gain of about 3.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
That's good for the Patriots. First down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
A carry now for Gibson. He'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he'll get forward for about a yard. It is Max Crosby there to wrap him up.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and
Throwing on third down is Maye. Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
And with that sack, it should put an end to what's been a very promising drive up until this point. Great job of bend without breaking, getting yourself off the field when the opportunity presented itself.
On fourth down, Bryce Behringer out to punt for New England, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. Nowhere to run that time. Punt team got down there quickly, and they're going to stop them back inside the 10-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. Greg, you take a step back and look at the AFC West big picture. This is historic stuff. Chiefs are going for a 10th straight division title, but you have to remember, two other teams in this division won double-digit games last year. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
You know, it sounds crazy. When you mentioned 9 in a row, you think, oh, hey, they're just going to continue to run away with it. But I'm actually fascinated by this division. I think LA and Denver are a lot closer to this year's version of Kansas City, maybe than there's a lot of talk about around the rest of the league. So until someone beats them, you'd be crazy to not pick Kansas City. But last year it was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year, come down the stretch, that spread is going to be a lot tighter.
No, Greg, I'm thinking if I'm a fan or even in the front office for the Chargers or the Broncos or the Raiders, do I build my team to try to knock off the king of the hill? Because you only play Kansas City 2 of those 17 games. So how do you factor that into your construction?
Yeah, I think it's such a great point. It's really fascinating to dive into. And while I wouldn't necessarily build my roster to just beat Kansas City or to just beat whoever you view as the top team in the division, you do want to find some commonalities among your 3 division opponents and make sure you are built to play within your division. Remember, that's 6 of the 17 now. Winning the division, you get you home playoff games. There's a lot on the line when you win your division and compete for that title. So, yes, every team has to build their roster. If you have a bunch of really good quarterbacks, you better be able to rush the passer and play pass coverage. If you're playing a lot of ground and pound, big running backs, you better be really good on the inside in defense and be able to defend the run. So there's themes across every division, and the teams that are built to compete within the division are usually the teams that find themselves in the playoffs.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Working out of the gun, it's Maye. Has completed to Douglas. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. A gain there of 15. Good for a Patriots first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On the ground, Gibson. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Jermaine Pratt up to make the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 39-yard line.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Throwing is Maye. He'll dump this out wide to Gibson. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
To throw now, Maye. Open man, right side. He's got it. They get 15 on that game. First down, New England.
That's good for the Patriots. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
Down inside the 10. And it's going to be first and goal coming up. Tackle Maye at the 5-yard line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
7-3 is the score. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Greg and I back with more on this opening week after this. 5 yards from the house. They've got it first and goal. Now Maye to the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Kayshawn Booty was the one he was looking for. And it'll lead to a second and goal. To throw is Maye. That one taken in. Touchdown, Patriots. For Diggs, that's his first touchdown as a New England Patriot. Borregales now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Patriots extend their advantage to 14-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is Dylan Laube. He'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my...
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kyle Duggar. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake, and you're not going to get away with it at this level.
The Patriots offense and Stephon Diggs heading back out on the field. You know, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals, and you got to think the way their season ended last year, they rattle off 5 wins straight, really on the back of Joe Burrow. We could have made the argument if they're a playoff team that Joe Burrow was the best player in the league. I mean, he was incredible. Most weeks, Mike, he single-handedly carried that offense. Now, new defensive coordinator in Al Golden coming from the college ranks.
In trouble, and down he goes. Tyree Wilson. What a way to kick off the new year. 2 sacks in the first half of the opener. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Here's Maye. He'll let this go deep for Diggs. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
Little miscommunication there. Now brings up 3rd down. It just doesn't appear that the quarterback and the wide receiver were on the same page on that last pass.
Here's Bryce Behringer now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Smith. That's brought in by Myers. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Play action now. It's Geno. That one caught by Tucker. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
1st down, Las Vegas.
Now Smith. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Now timeout Vegas. That is their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in half number 1. A couple of 1st downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Trey Tucker, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd down. Back is Smith. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop. I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
So, halftime straight ahead. And we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here in our thankfully dry studios in Orlando. That's obviously not the case at the stadium, where the rain continues to play a factor in this game. Who will take better advantage of it in the 2nd half? To find out the answer, let's go back out to the stadium and rejoin our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. The rain might not be as heavy as it was earlier, but still coming down as we get set for this 2nd half. The rain not letting up. It continues to be a factor here as we get back underway in the 2nd half. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this 3rd quarter. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith and Jigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
3rd and 10. Now, Geno. That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That pass play good for 22. First down, Vegas.
Yes, it's really well executed here, and you see this in so many offenses around the league, Mike. These slant routes are either built in or what they call hot routes or sight routes. The receiver sees the blitz, and they break their route off. It gives an easy target for the quarterback, and it gives great opportunity for run after catch. So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss. Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it, and that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker. They turn it over on down. The Patriots offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. Now Gibson. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
On 3rd and 2, it's Maye. Flush to his right, and that is incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Defense.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Maye gonna look to throw. Short pass caught by Henry, the tight end.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd down. Maye. There's a short one to Hooper. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took to get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6 at the 18-yard line.
Throwing now is Maye. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. This is 3rd and 6.
Third down and 6 yards to go.
From out of the gun, here's Maye. Pass caught right side by Henry. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here's a run. And he will score! Antonio Gibson. Touchdown, New England. That's his 2nd touchdown now here in the season opener. The extra point now for Borregales. He knocks it through, and the Pats move out to a 21-3 advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Mostert now to return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Raiders' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough feeling.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Smith under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Harold Landry taking him down for the first sack of this new campaign.
Here in the second half, you find yourself trailing late. Every single possession is critical. You can't waste any of them. But now, after that 3rd down sack, got to imagine a punt is coming. The likelihood of a comeback just continues to go down.
The Raiders have the out there. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. On the return is Jones. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Patriots offense and running back Antonio Gibson heading out onto the field. And Greg, they have had their way right from the start in this season opener. You get that sometimes. You don't know what week 1's going to bring, but this is going to be awfully satisfying.
Oh, there's no question. It gives such value to all the work that you did all offseason and all the way back in OTAs in the spring and then through the dog days of training camp. Everyone wants to start the season strong. You're 0-0. Everyone in the league has Super Bowl aspirations. Every fan base thinks it's their year. And then to come out and to deliver, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it's really the ideal way to set up the rest of your season and try to stay on track. Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Off the bootleg. Here's Maye. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down. Maye now on 1st and 10. He'll get this to Hooper, left side. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. He runs with it.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Maye to throw on 2nd down. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was looking for Stephon Diggs there. And now it's 3rd and goal. Throwing is Maye. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Borregales now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Patriots stretch it out, leading now by the score of 28-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll take it in at the goal line. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 5. Quick throw there on the RPO is broken up. And no time to get the separation there. And the incompletion is going to bring up 3rd down. From the shotgun, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Gonna give the ball over on down. So now the New England offense getting ready for their next possession. And this has been the start of the season you hope for. You held serve at home, have the lead here in the 4th quarter, and now it's all about bleeding down that clock. Throwing on 1st and 10 is Maye. That one to the veteran Hooper. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. From the 23, here's 2nd and 6. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. 3rd and 5. Operating from the shotgun, it's Maye. He's got his man. It's Diggs. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
On 2nd down, it's Maye. Flush to his right. He's going to keep it himself.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
3rd and inches. Working out of the gun, it's Maye. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to the 16. A Pro Bowler 4 years running, that is Max Crosby. Working his way in to register his 1st sack of the new season.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
On 4th down, out comes Andres Borregales for the Patriot field goal. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Pats will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Laube now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Raiders offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Here's Geno. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Jack Gibbons getting in there to bring him down. His 1st sack of the season.
They just have to be better on 1st down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on 1st down. That is the best down in football to attempt to pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Smith. This pressure is relentless. They get him again. The linebacker, Keon White, in there to bring him down. And that's his 1st sack of the year.
So after picking up some positive yardage on first down, they end up going backwards on second. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Patriots offense make their way out to take over once more. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point, and now they'll try to finish up strong. The drive will start on the ground, and he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Maye. Now he breaks free in the middle of the field. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 14 on the pickup. Good for a Patriots first down.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day. And all you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him, and I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
Back to the ground, he'll get it again. And he's going to fight forward. Didn't get a whole lot, but it's going to be enough to move the chains. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 7. Now the Patriots going to use their first timeout, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Here's Maye. Open man, the tight end, Hooper. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now Maye. He'll find his tight end. That's Henry. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the 1st down.
You could see that he was trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Up the middle they go. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. 3rd down. 3 to go. To throw now. Maye. Digs on the reception. And he's got the 1st down. A great job looking at engaging where the marker is and getting there to set up 1st and goal.
That's another Patriots. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
They'll front here with Gibson. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll go again from the 3. It is 2nd and goal.
Watch out. Double up. He's coming, double up.
Now the play clock winding down, a whistle, and perhaps a false start. That's on the 4th overall pick, Will Campbell. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. Maye gonna look to throw. This one caught at the 4. And he's so close to the goal line, couldn't get that ball extended. They keep him out, and it sets up 3rd and goal. On 3rd and a yard, here's Maye. That is caught by the tight end, Hunter Henry. Touchdown, New England. This has got to feel good, Greg. You open at home and a great performance with one more touchdown added on top.
Not many better ways, Mike, than to create some excitement amongst your fan base than to have a great home opener. Every team works all off-season. They stress it during training camp. Let's get off to a great start, and then all of a sudden you're able to do it in front of your home crowd. Man, this has been a really impressive performance.
The extra point now for Borregales. And he missed it. It's no good. One of the few things that's gone wrong so far. So they're unable to add one more point onto this big lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Laube now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense about ready to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Play action now. It's Geno. Out of the backfield, it's Ashton Genty. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake, it's Smith. He's got his receiver, and that's Jack Pesh. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
And this completion certainly won't be changing the outcome of the game by any means, but I do think there is something to be said for teams that continue to fight. They continue to try to at least finish this game and have something to build off of going into next week.
Right back to Besh. He's got another one.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. Now timeout Vegas. That is their 2nd. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Working out of the gun, Smith. Finding his tight end, Maye. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll go play action. It's Smith. He's got it at about the 8. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. They've got it at the 8. First down and goal. From the gun, it's Geno. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play. So the ball's still at the 8-yard line for second down and goal. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just one more play. 2 incomplete passes now lead to this third down and goal. Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win for the Patriots. And it's a great start to the season for Mike Vrabel. He gets win 1 as the New England head coach. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Patriots winners at home as we say so long from Foxborough.
CBS Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.